in the bike shop today, working on a bike that's going to get donated to a student, and they're just getting into mountain biking, so it's kind of cool. They are someone who needs a bike, so we're going to donate it to them. And so we've been working on it. This was a donation to us, so we're just kind of fixing this up and getting it to them. And there's some cool components on here. So it's full sus, right? So it's got a rear shock. I'm going to say decent rear shock. Same thing with the front. It's a Sun Tour fork. It's all right. This has got mechanical discs on it. I've been working on these. They are okay. So they're true right now. They stock well, and not bad components, but I'm not happy with the shifting. And I was working on the shifting for a while, like what the heck is going on with that? Why can I not get it to shift the way I want? So basically what's happening as I'm shifting this thing, it's doing this, right? It's like a little bit of ghost shifting. It's not it's not picking the gears up. And so I could not figure out what it was. After a little inspection, so first I just went right into it without taking the time to really think about it. But then I realized what we have here is this SRAM XS, and this guy is a 9-speed shifter, and we have here a 10-speed cassette. So those two things don't play very nicely together, so I'm gonna fix it. I need a 9-speed cassette. So I came over here and looked through our parts bin, and sometimes you get lucky, and I did find one that's quite dirty, but in decent condition. So I did just sit there and count all the different cogs on the cassette, and I think we're ready to go. So first thing I'm gonna do is clean this guy up. Outside, Dawn Power Wash, old standby, and this is just a wire brush that I'm gonna get into this. You can see it's just filthy, but the teeth on the cogs look pretty good, so I'm just gonna clean them okay. This is a handy brush. It's a Park tool. And can you read that? Much better. It's amazing what a little elbow grease and soap and water can do. I did use a flat edge on some of these ridges that were inside there that were just really caked. If you're careful, you won't scratch anything. On the higher end stuff, I wouldn't, but on stuff like this, yeah, go ahead and scratch away as needed. Rear wheels off the bike. Rear cassette is cleaned. Cogs are counted, double checked, and inspected. Tools I'm going to need for this job. This guy here. This one is a standard Park tool lock ring tool, and it fits most lock rings. So with any luck, it'll fit this one here and the one that's on the rear wheel. Big bed adjustable wrench to fit that tool, and this thing here is called a chain whip. Not the best brand, but it'll do. So what I'm going to do is first remove this skewer, also called a quick release. This is what keeps it on the bike. By the way, handy thing here, when you're putting this back on, make sure that these little springs, you do need them, and they face inside. Classic mistake would be turning them the wrong way, so they go toward the center of the wheel on both sides. So this pops out, and what I'm going to do is just slide this back on the correct way. And this is my lock ring tool. It's going to go right inside the lock ring, but you notice when I try to unscrew this, it doesn't work because no matter what's going to happen, it's just going to keep spinning. This thing is needs to be stopped. And that's what you have this for. So what you do is put this on here, just kind of thread it around. Doesn't matter which cassette, I tend to use the ones in the middle. And right away I've seen it put it on the wrong way. So if I were to do it this way and try to spin it off, it'll just do that, it'll unwind. So even after all these years, I'm still making little mistakes all the time. So if you're making mistakes, just be patient with that learning curve. I find most of us are our own worst critics. We sit around and say mean things to ourselves, so mean that our worst enemy wouldn't say those things, and we say them again and again. Anyway, that is how it's supposed to come off, and now that it's broken free, the rest of it's going to be pretty simple. So off this comes, and out this goes, and now this whole thing is just going to slide out. Notice tool, too, kind of cool. So if I put these side by side, you'll see that even though this has less gears on it, this cassette is going to do much better for mountain biking. So this looks almost like a road cassette, real small. Even these lower gears are the fattest ones, high gears are the smallest ones. It's pretty small. I think this is a 34 tooth on the biggest one, and I don't know what this is here. I'm gonna have to take a look and see. So if you look stamped, it's very hard to see it, but this actually says right there, it says 26T. This one's pretty dirty, so not only are we gonna get a bigger range, but we're gonna get a cleaner cassette. So now what we have here is just the free hub body. Feels okay. I don't feel a lot of binding here, and I feel those pawls, you can hear them engaging, so that's good, it's smooth. It's a bit dirty back here, so I'm just gonna give it a quick rub down. And depending on who you talk to, you should or should not put grease on the splines. The argument for, of course, is that it'll just keep things from rubbing. Argument against is that it collects dirt in here more easily. So, I don't know. I tend to put just a thin coating on there. This stuff is pretty good. It is pricey, but it's nice. Just a thin coat, and again, it's probably not necessary, and you can get away with probably anything in terms of the grease, so I don't want you to think, oh my gosh, I've got to run out and buy fill. And it's good grease and the last, but no, you don't need this brand. So I've got my clean cassette here. I got this lubricated, and now I'm looking for this fat spline here. It's handy because it's right on the label. Notice this is a SRAM free hub body and a Shimano cassette. Usually they are compatible. In this case, yeah, they are. So what I'm doing is just taking this and sliding it on. It won't go on another way, so don't force it. And the rest of the pieces, I'm just making sure that they're going on in order. Same thing if you notice on this cog, you've got a fatter one and all the rest of them are smaller. So it's only gonna go on one way. If you try to put it on any other way, it's just not gonna go. But so then suddenly it's like, oh, okay, you're good. And same thing with this guy here. You can see there's like that notch there. And again, a lot of these times there'll be like a little arrow or a notch, but no such luck on this particular one. Misaligned, aligned. And then this is the last one. Same thing. Often these you can get away, they'll be like easier to put on, but this one, same thing. It's still got that bigger notch right there. So taking this thing and on she goes. And then this piece here. As I'm gonna go back with my tool to put it on, I don't need the chain whip anymore. So you can hear it, the teeth starting to engage. And then I'm back here with my adjustable wrench, and I'm gonna lean on this. I don't have to like kill it, but I'm gonna get it on there until it stops making those clicking noises. You'll actually hear it start to engage. And now we have a 9-speed cassette for a 9-speed shifter. Nice thing about this is that the free hub body accepted this. Sometimes they won't. You'll have to like change out the whole free hub body or just get a new wheel. So going back, putting my skewer back through, again, thinking about the orientation of the springs. And by the way, the latches, so if you're using these quick release skewers, they always go away from the drive side. It makes sense, right? If you put this on this side, you're gonna really risk getting it caught up in here. So always that direction. So what I'm gonna do is just start this. I almost had 2 springs on the same side, but that's not gonna work. And then on this side, there goes the spring and the end cap. At this point, it's just pretty loose. And now I'm gonna carefully put this through. It's on the lowest cog here, which is technically the highest gear, but it's the smallest one. And I'm taking this and I'm just gonna kind of put it up in here like this. The other thing I'm working on is I gotta make sure that I'm lining up the disc with the caliper. So as I'm wrestling with this, it'll kind of suddenly just start to go and start to work. But you can see sometimes it doesn't like it, but just keep at it and it'll eventually go. I don't know if you can see my camera angle, but I'm actually using a knee or a thigh to push on this wheel as I'm wrestling it in. And eventually, like I said, it'll go. At this point, I'm still using my leg to push it up there, tightening this up. And this quick release in the back is right when it starts to bite, as I don't know if you can see from here, but as I'm pushing it this way. I'm just trying to see if it'll stay in there before I start to really lock it down. So, looks good. And now I'm pushing and give this wheel a spin. See if there's any binding right now on the disc. There isn't. The other thing that I'm risking is I didn't change the chain. I'm expecting this to be a mess. It's not adjusted yet. So, and it could be that this chain is just not gonna work with this cassette. So I'm gonna just carefully see what this is like. It's gotta be better than that 10-speed. Yeah, so this is still gonna need me to play with a little bit. Back Thursday morning, about to get serious. Really want to make sure this drivetrain shifts crisply. I really hope it's just a matter of adjusting something simple. It could be, it's possible this is a bent derailleur hanger. If it is, we'll get into that. Otherwise, I think we're kind of home stretch. It's clean, tires are good, everything's working as far as the brakes. We'll see if that chain's gonna keep going. I think it's gonna be fine. You can use a 10-speed chain on a 9-speed cassette. Sometimes there's issues though, so we'll check that. I am now trespassing in the space that used to be ours, so I might get the boot. We got a full crew today, which is kind of cool. So they're still working on figuring out the shelving in there.
Are you worried that this shit's gonna break and fall off?
Meantime, I'm going to adjust. So on this cassette, as I'm doing this, it's on the lowest cog, and that feels pretty good. And then as I come up here, I'm just gonna give it one click. And it didn't really like that, right? So it should have popped up one gear, it didn't. So often there's an adjustment right here. It's called a little barrel adjuster. And if you turn that out and you make this space longer, then that'll give me more cable pull. It doesn't have one here, but it does have one here. So I'm taking this and again, I'm turning it outward, a couple of clicks, and now I'm gonna try this again. Hard with one hand. So it's still, I want it to just hop up there. See, it's bouncing all around. That's awful. So I'm gonna, again, just move this barrel adjuster, turning it outward. Another couple of clicks, and just try again. Oh, okay, that liked me better. So I got that second gear. Still doesn't sound like super pretty, but it's better. I think it can go another click. See how it's not like super crisp there. So again, just giving it a couple more clicks. See if I can dial it in. That's pretty good. So it climbs pretty well. I'm gonna now drop it back down and see if I have any issues going back the other way. It's funny, as I go down the cassette, the gears get lower in size. But actually, these are considered the high gears. This is the low gear, so this is our biggest climbing gear. The little ones really don't use much, except for like when you're going super fast. Okay, let's skip a few. I gotta say, I'm pretty happy. And this rear brake also, like, things are working. I'm gonna give this a test ride next, and hopefully it'll work. Hopefully it's gonna go great. I'll scoot by here. This trailer hitch. Usually peak in the distance there. That's East Main, and that's Garfield Park, obviously. Beautiful fall day. Rain is supposedly going to happen this afternoon. You see a guy riding around East Main Street with an apron on. It's probably me. City Hall, or not City Hall, what is that? Meeting. City Hall's different. We are unhome friendly. Cat in the back. So there's a police station too. There she goes. Up and over. Yeah, behaving pretty well. Just run all the gears here. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm pretty happy. So interesting on that lowest gear, I'm feeling some rubbing. So it's got this alignment here, and you can see the chains just hanging up a little bit on that. Don't know if I'm gonna bother to fix it. I don't know how often they're gonna be there, and I don't know if it's an issue. I don't like the sound of it. I'm not feeling like I'm really giving much up. It's only in the 2 lowest gears anyway. I might tweak it a little bit, see what I can do. It doesn't hang up in the highest gear. Maybe I'll mess with it a bit. Other than that, I'm happy. This thing has been converted. I'm sure it wasn't a 1x when it first was purchased, but it's a 1x now 9, and I'm happy with the shifting. One thing I noticed is that, so it's got this very fancy, like it's a combination chain guide and also bash guard, so it just protects that front chain ring. But as I'm shifting into the highest gear, there's a little bit of rubbing that's happening on the inside right here. So I didn't really notice it in the stand, but when I was just doing the test ride, I really heard it. So I'm gonna try to cheat this a little in that direction, see if I can't get it right. Trying again. So right now I'm back to the lowest gear. Got, again, some wiggle room here. So far, it may just be too wide a range of a cassette. I might not be able to get everything I want. That's not bad. I'm gonna try shifting all the way down again. Into the highest gear, lowest cog. So now it looks like it's just hanging up a little bit right back here, but that also has an adjustment. I might even be able to just kind of, yeah, muscle it down. It's close. Yeah, I think that's gonna be as good as it gets. I guess, truth be told, if it's really bothersome to the rider, they could just remove this completely, and I think it'd be fine. You know, a lot of them don't even have this little option, and they could still have the bash guards because this thing is removable. I've never seen one of these before, but it's pretty fancy with this. It's got this tensioner down here, right? So we'll give her a go. So we have somebody picking up their bike today. This is the bike that I've been working on, and it's so nice to see it going to a real person who's looking for a bike. She's going to give us a little donation to help continue with the work. And what are your plans with this bike?
I'm going to learn how to mountain bike. Very excited. I can't go to college here and not mountain bike, so
nice.
I'm very grateful.
Good. And you're using it to get to class and around town too, right?
Yes.
So it's literally an all-arounder.
Absolutely.
Sweet. Cool. So we're riding away happy. Loving that color, right?
Yes, it's so nice.
All right.
Thank you.
Happy trails.